y'all started off the maiden voyage of the Blushwing, going from Whipple and intending to head north to the closest location to Aurora's Rest as you possibly could get. Along the way, you were accosted by various short, angry people who were riding and employing mechanical means, and their initial intention seemed to be bringing down the ship, maybe. But you couldn't really tell because you fireballed them in the face before they got to say a word. And then it just became a fight, which eventually became, ooh, let's steal Margot and or Seamus. And none of that actually worked out for the bad guys. The last one disappearing, and you guys not knowing where it is. But afterwards, you got a little bit of respite, a little bit of time to calm down, get some food, and find a place to lay the ship down for a moment to get some repairs done. And you chose a cliffside with a giant nest, with a ship that was broken apart with some possibly salvageable pieces associated with it. After being here for a moment, you recognize there were harpies, little temptresses of the sea and air, and they were not trying to seduce you. Rather, hopping around, waiting for something in which you found in the form of a deep crow. Actually, two of them. And as soon as they showed up, the harpies started singing, creating a support network for the birds, the giant crows, to operate from. And this symbiotic relationship has put y'all in a rough spot. So, we're starting back at the top with combat. Margot, you're up as you are face to face with one of these giant, freaky bug birds, and its quarry, Tierman, vanished from its mouth, and now it's staring directly at you. Just a couple of feet away from your face.
Okay. I'm going to start by casting Wither and Bloom on the one that has Tierman, so that Tierman can heal a little.
Tierman is inside the building.
Dire.
Dire? Okay, perfect.
I think I can hit both. Yeah. So I'm gonna place that there. And get the harpy that's also holding row.
Sounds good. Make sure you select them both. Let's see here.
And then for Dire, he will heal. He can roll a hit dice plus my spellcasting modifier, which I think is 4. Yeah, hit dice plus 4.
Right, and he's a bard. I think his hit dice is an 8. Yes, it's an 8. Okay, so what's the bonus that he gets?
4.
4, alright.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of healing, that's all I really got for him.
Hey,
okay.
But he rolled pretty well.
15! 15 is
all
a
right.
huge heal from Wither and Bloom.
Nope, that's 11. So he rolled a 7 plus your 4.
Oh, you did the plus 4 already, okay.
Yes.
How high is the deep crow that's holding him from the nest?
It's about 20 feet up. Oh, what's the radius on Wither and Bloom?
10.
Yeah, that's enough. The harpy's 10 feet down from the crow. That's still enough to hit them both. Okay, you're fine. It's a Constitution save?
Yeah.
Okay, so the big boy succeeds, takes half damage. The little one takes full damage at 10.
But he's like 20 feet up from the ground, right?
Yeah. He's 20 feet up from the baseline. So the deck of the ship we were calling baseline at 0 height. So the harpy is basically on top of the nest, or just right above the nest proper, with Seamus, and then the crow is 10 feet above that. So the crow and Dyer are about 10 feet above the ground.
10 feet. That's not cool. And then said, I will quicken spell and cast Earth and Grasp on the deep crow right in front of me.
Okay.
Well, let me unselect these guys. Oh, damn, he succeeded. That's a little bit of damage.
Okay. Alright, I don't think you've used this spell before. What does it look like?
I did to catch Yaslin. After she kicked the rock.
Yeah! Yeah, as the ground was falling apart underneath y'all. Yeah, I remember that.
My legs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, some of the stone beneath just comes up and, like, tries to grab it, and it kind of slips off, like, a little bit of, like, magical oil slick, on the crow. Hi, puppy. Yes, I love you. Are you trapped underneath my desk? Is that what's happening? Okay. So... There we go. Margot, anything else? And now the other dog is trying to become trapped. What are you guys doing?
No, that's it.
Okay, cool. Alright, staying put.
Yeah, I don't want to take opportunity attacks from all the creatures around me. I'm not in a great place.
Fair point, fair point. Okay, Dyer. Oh, let's see. What do you got, buddy? Oh boy. Nope, that won't work. Command doesn't work if it doesn't speak your language. Yep. He is not super useful when it comes to physical stuff.
Does he have Misty Step? Or
No. Not even close.
Vicious Mockery or some bard stuff?
Oh. This is interesting, but I don't think it would help him. Command is what you have to have a shared language.
Oh, dang.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Sorry, I'm gonna come back to Dyer. I may not have leveled him up properly because I have a 4th level slot and no spells of 4th level. So I might not have done that in his last level up. So we're gonna skip ahead to Seamus while I... Ooh, actually, nope, not Seamus's turn.
I don't know what I just did, but I think I don't know if you see that.
Well, this guy is no longer trying to be stealthy. Oh, crap. I clicked the wrong button.
Huge.
I think that was me. My computer is freaking out right now.
I'm
I
like,
don't know what I
what's
did. It
happening?
won't go away. Control Z. There we go. Control Z fixed it. Sorry.
The undo button always.
From out beyond the wreck, you see one of these, like, sharp-toothed, almost feather-like creatures sprout back up and look forward, choosing a target And it is going to target this guy. With its grasping spout. You see it spit out a line of thick, viscous water. It goes and tries to wrap around the harpy, and as it does, the harpy kind of digs in and like pulls back, and like those two hooks that are on the end of this creature's arms wrap around the rope, kind of bend it and yank on this like tangible water, and it snaps the harpy, succeeding just barely on its pull, but it is damaged. And that is it for the moment. And it is going to submerge itself back into the water and disappear. All right. Seamus, you are up, sir.
I need more time for some reason still. No, I am going to dig. Well, first of all, I'm charmed into hanging out with this person or heading this direction, or I guess I've been grappled by them at this point. What are there any effects to that affect my turn in any other way right now?
Okay. Oh, of all of the monsters I pulled up today, didn't actually pull up Harpy. I know that if something other than that Harpy damages you, you get a Wisdom save. The target is incapacitated and ignores the song of other Harpies. So you are... I don't see Charmed on you at the moment.
A hand. Me and...
Okay, so I think you're just grappled. You were charmed, and now you're not, but you are in her clutches. So that's just a normal grapple where she's moving her body with your body. Your movement speed is 0 currently.
Got it. Decisions. I will use some sorcery points to cast darkness.
Okay. Okay, so centering it on yourself?
Yes. I think I have to, like, put it on an object or something even, so I'll maybe pull out my sword and cast it on my sword.
Okay. Alright, so you throw darkness onto your sword, the familiar kind of smoky sphere appears.
And I think that's it.
Okay. And cool, just a moment here. Okay. So, oh, shoot. What did I just do? Nice. I'm a little confused at what's going on here. We've got some weirdness on our modules today. Okay, my D&D Beyond importer is also being weird for that same reason of the new 3.0 version on D&D. So, I can't import my updates, but I'm going to... so Dyer, having hung out with you guys for a little bit, has learned that, like, he can't just be around you and bet on just people attacking him. So he picked up a new skill, and he is going to attempt to charm monster. So this creature's got to make a... Oh, what is it? It's a wisdom save. And it does get advantage. Ugh, that's so frustrating.
Silvery barbs.
Ooh. Okay. Uno mas, and let's see. Yeah, what's the range on silvery? Is that 60?
Where does it say on here? Where is it?
You know what we're gonna do?
Let's
I wonder if
see,
this is possible. I've never tried this yet.
Cutting words.
If he's that kind of bard cutting words, yeah.
I don't know what kind of bard he is. I'm just
Joe, you have
throwing
advantage.
things.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep. So... Okay. I'm gonna use silvery barbs also.
I was wondering if he had
Yeah.
it.
We're chaining silvery barbs here to see if we can get something lower, because the cutting words is only subtracting a bardic inspiration die, and since he's rolling pretty high at this point, it's not gonna help out. Oh, come on!
Well,
All
someone
right.
gets advantage, I guess, at least.
Two people get advantage. I'll give Seamus advantage from mine.
Dro. Actually, Yaslin, you are like in a bad place. You are surrounded. We don't need you to go reckless. I mean, they already have
Here's the
advantage on
thing.
her, actually, so.
I can already rage and do my reckless attacks and be fine.
I don't.
And they already have advantage on you anyways, so I think Dro,
No,
yeah.
They don't.
I can give
Her
myself
build-
advantage too.
Her build with the shifter means that nobody can get advantage with her when she's shifted.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's pretty broke. But it's in the rules, so it's legit.
Alright, Dro, because she can just reckless, I guess.
I can give advantage too. I can shadow step.
As Dyer tries to reach up, and the mind of this creature just like slips and slides away from.
Fine, I'll take it for myself, Dro.
Terrible time to try something new. Great. Let me see. Bonus actions. Okay. And you see Dyer get kind of frustrated. Just. Oh, wait a minute. Shit. I'm restrained. I don't get an action. Okay. So never mind. No advantage for those two, and Kiki, go ahead and take a spell slot back.
I thought restrained was just you have disadvantage on attack.
Oh, what am I thinking of? Restrain and can't
Paralyzed?
Your speed is 0. Yeah, just as your speed is 0, and
yeah.
you can't benefit from it.
Oh, I was thinking incapacitated. Sorry, none of that. Okay, so we're back to where we were, and Dyer's going to get kind of frustrated. He's like, "No, now tell me what they can take a bite!" And he opens up, and you see for the first time Dyer's mouth really like unlock to a pretty good degree, and like you see his fangs, but he doesn't ever move his lips very much. But as he does, there's actually a significant amount of fangage in his mouth, and he's being bitten by the crow's mandibles, and he just like reaches right down and bites straight onto the thing's face. And he's going to use his Hungry Jaws ability.
Okay, Dyer.
Listen, Yaslin's all for it, man.
It's totally relatable.
He's just unhinged his jaws. It's pretty great. Why couldn't you roll that?
I'm trying to kill Dyer tonight, apparently, guys.
Fire, what's going on with you?
Don't know. Okay, well, that doesn't help at all. So he's done it. He's just gonna sit there and squirm and wiggle and flail helplessly. But at the end, he's gonna say, "Help! I do need help now."
I'm gonna lock him in
Okay.
there.
This harpy. All right, it's gonna go forward. It's going for an attack on Yaslin.
Hello.
They play like coward tactics.
They're just
And so it's
hanging
gonna-
up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so there's going to be 2 claw attacks. And I'm going to give this one an advantage because it's going to fly up, so it's at a flanking position. I just don't want to layer the tokens that way because that's annoying. Okay, 22 to hit.
I am,
Oh, so shifted, we talked about that, no advantage. Okay, that would not hit. Okay, second attack. Coming in. Oh, wow. Okay. So it's going to come over here and it's going to like try to swoop in, and at the wrong time it kind of gets tangled up in the other harpy that it's right next to, and I'm going to say like that collision kind of like knocks it out of place, and as they're like kind of like getting pissed at each other, and the other one is going to lose its multi-attack for next round. Okay, that'll be it. Dro, your turn.
now they're...
Oh, Dyer, why couldn't you get yourself free?
You tried. You tried hard.
I don't.
Oh. Yeah, never mind.
I don't know. As much as he wants to help Dyer, somebody didn't get away from these creatures, or can't get away. Let me rephrase that.
Dyer's dying. Dyer is in a
Dyer's
dire situation.
Dyer's looking dire.
Mm-hmm.
Bad part. Did you give me the advantage, or did you take it?
You have the advantage.
Fuck.
You got it.
It's gonna go to waste. Shit. 25. I'm just going to shadow step so I don't provoke to this
Bye,
guy.
Margo!
Good luck.
Now I can fireball without getting yelled at.
You hear Tierman like pop up from behind a window. Don't use fire on my ship!
Here.
Hey, if you pop over there, you'd have to pop up 15
Yeah.
feet above the ground in order to be
That's what
functional. Or you don't have your tattoo going, do you?
See, I'm trying to remember if I do it. Is the use used up? Here's a better question.
I don't think you do.
I don't think I do either.
Yeah, because
No, because I've been using my bonus action to bamp around.
Yeah.
So no, I would appear up above it and On the way down,
Okay.
hit it.
Okay, so 5 feet above.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Oh, I'm not used to not having. So this would be advantage.
You can
'cause
try to
it's-
kill it, or you can try to basically do the contested athletics check to break the grapple on Dyer if you feel like that.
Dro's not winning any athletics check.
All right, fair.
Advantage.
You have
'cause-
advantage.
How'd that work? Because I have an advantage on the attack, but if it's going for contested strength, I mean, silver barbs
because
either
you-
way.
Because you have silvery barbs, you could get an advantage on a contested strength check.
Would this count as a hit, like for my multi-attack, where I could hit again?
This is one of those moments. It's like a little bit hard to call. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Because it's more like you'd be trying to use your sword to like pry the mandibles off of Dyer and use it as a leverage point or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do the athletics check. I don't. Natural 20.
All right.
Hell yeah!
All right.
That's the only athletics check Dro is ever going to win.
And nobody even saw it.
Seamus.
Jameson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come down, popping up and like targeting right where a gap is with Dyer. Good thing he can't see you pile driving your sword towards him. And just get down there, immediately pry back, and like you kind of like kick off of like the inside of the mandible on the other side while leaning back, and you hear like a snap, and the mandibles like kind of crack a little bit as you do pop it, and you and Dyer drop the remaining feet. So Dyer drops 20 feet. Or no, 10 feet down. And you drop 10 feet down, but because monk stuff, you're fine. Dyer is going to take... Ooh. 4 points of bludgeoning damage as he drops down, like, kind of like rolls his ankle a little bit on the curve of the nest. Oh! And he kind of shakes himself off. Actually, let me see. I'm gonna give him a chance to. I'm gonna give him a chance to not suck, but he's blind, so this is at disadvantage. Nope. Yep, that checks out. Okay, so he is down and he's not prone, but he does take his fall damage. Okay, Dro, so that was your bonus action. You're good.
I'm gonna take a step just back, more into the nest, but still into the darkness.
Okay.
And that is it.
Alrighty. Human's up next. Oh, and I already used one of those things. Let me see, what's the distance here? she is going to reach out like out the window, and you're gonna see like a thick type of like ropey netting just launch out, and she's going to cast web and hope that she's not hitting people in the in the darkness. She's just kind of guessing, and she's going to try to snare them up a little bit. Wait a minute, what? Okay. Why did that happen? Okay, this is a dexterity saving throw from all three of them. I don't know. I gotta fix up a bunch of these things. Okay, the big bird is fine. First harpy is not fine. Second harpy is also fine. Little bit of a whiff. Okay, so this harpy becomes restrained, attached to the deck, and is just covered in like goo. She's like trying to flap away. The other ones are doing just fine. And she goes back to hiding afterwards. Okay. Next up. Ooh. You guys do not know nothing about where the other fishy guy is. Okay, and so from the water, another one of those spouts, and going straight towards Yaslin.
Nice.
And he rolled a natural 20 on his stealth for this time, so I am going to give him advantage. Or rather, I'm going to give you disadvantage on the save. It's going to roll once for you. Go ahead and roll strength check one more time. Or, yeah, it's a strength check.
Yeah, I don't think I can get much better than that, but it's a check.
No, it's a check. Yep, a strength saving throw. Excuse me.
Oh, it's okay.
Did you roll it?
Yeah, it's a 20.
Oh, it's a dirty 20.
Yeah, just
Okay.
a dirty 20.
Not seeing that on my side. Okay, sounds good. All right, so that comes out again, kind of similar. Like you're like fending off these birds, and you feel like the sticky substance like slap into you. And because the other guy rolled a natural 1, you kind of reach up and grab the bird for like a little bit of extra stability, and the water like comes up and like burns you acidically, and then like you feel it snap, and then it begin, and you kind of take a look back, don't see it,
Oh no.
still not there.
Was it like something wet just touched me?
Yeah, something like burny and wet just got you.
Just drooled on me.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm like, ew, this is like a booger, like a really large booger.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh real quick. I think this whole D&D third, like 3.0 thing has broken a lot more of my modules than I thought it did. Like I can't even like move my characters right now.
Uh-oh.
So hopefully a refresh will help. Oh, coffee. In the meantime, I haven't had the coffee yet. Alright, so whoever is up next in the initiative that I can't see yet.
Yeah, I can't see either. Oh no, I can see now.
Okay.
Mine goes. So
Oh, so it wasn't just me. Got it.
Oh yeah, so did I. What?
yeah, I never saw Yasin's roll or anything.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see the roll come in now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
One of the deep crow that's holding Dyer is up next, I think.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Your booger monster is not in the initiative.
I don't know if
Not
I like
that
these
you know.
booger monsters.
Okay. Cool. The one holding Dyer is up next. He's no longer holding Dyer, but he's going to. His face is engulfed in the darkness, and Dyer can't tell. Dro, you see it look straight down at you. And it's more like it twitches its ear and then looks down. And it's going to come and get at you. And you kind of like dislocated its mandible. So with your natural 20, so I am going to give it, I am going to drop the mandible attack for this particular round. So it's coming in at you. Okay, it's swooping down 10 feet away. It's going to do multi-attack. What are you talking about? It's going to go for a claw attack against you. And this will just be a straight roll. 15 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, next one. Oh my gosh. I can't roll for shit tonight, guys.
Guys,
At least you're
Except
consistent,
for
you know?
against Dyer.
except for
I-
against
I-
fire.
I can't do good things for the party at all. Okay. Okay. It dives down, and in its process, it's, you know, it's a little bit blinded. Suddenly, it wasn't really expecting it. Slash Dro was a badass with a natural 20. Dro, you kind of parry it and like redirect its force straight into the ground, and it is prone at the moment. And that'll be its turn because I rolled a natural 1. Oh yeah, you get to pick on Margot now. Margot, you look tasty.
Oh my
I
god.
used my reaction already on Dyer. Useless.
Yeah, you did.
No shield. Oh.
No
boy.
shield, no
Margo.
silver barbs, no restore balance. Just me and the bird.
Hey,
Just you and a bird.
going for a mandible
That's
attack.
not great.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm gonna do it one more time because it is at advantage because of the harpy next to you. Oops. Ignore the second roll on
No,
this. Not that
it hits.
either of those. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete both of that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that hits. Alright, damage coming in.
Gosh, go.
That's rude.
Okay, 14 points of damage to Margot, and Margot, you are now grappled and restrained. All right. As it reaches down, it just like full on like scoops you right under the armpits, pulls you up, and is going to use its claws to kind of like rake at your belly for 2 more attacks. And you are restrained, so these will be at advantage.
Oh no.
That hits. That's rude.
Okay, a little more damage. Gonna do it one more time.
I don't like this. I can't watch.
A little disrespectful.
No.
19. Okay, and luckily I'm not rolling high on my dice for damage either. So Marga, you are like now scraped clear down the middle, lines of blood spanning like on either side of your ribs and down your front, a little bit like a bit of a bloody cross now exudes from your armor. And it's going to use its movement speed to take you home. And since there's a size difference, there's no slowing on the amount of movement that it does. But you are now over here at the 10-foot level with your new bird friend.
That nice.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I ever wanted.
I'm gonna do a quick intelligence check on this thing. It chooses to avoid the dark bubble. Okay. Next up is this harpy over here. And it just got attacked. It's going to fly over here and kind of perch on top of this thing here, and it's wary of being dinner at this point. And it's going to take the dodge action, as it's just like kind of keeping its eyes peeled for different stuff. So I'm going to give it magic shield. Okay, Yaslin, you are up. You're surrounded.
I know. I'm like.
You're being like group assaulted.
I feel bad. I just don't want to get pulled into the water because then I'm really screwed. So, So, essentially, I cannot climb my way. Can I climb my way back on? Is there a clear path for me to climb back onto the ship?
You'd have to move away, and the ship is big enough that you can go to like either side of these harpies, or like kind of duck under and like brush past them and like move up. It's what did I say? It's a 10-foot difference, so you're gonna take some attacks of opportunities if you move up.
Yeah, I'm fine with the attacks of opportunities. I have a climb speed equal to my movement speed.
Sounds good. What are you shifted, or what are you raging as? What's your form?
It was my tail.
Tail. Okay, cool. All right.
I think,
Sounds good.
What she'll do is she'll Can I? Okay, so can I make my 2 attacks, stow my weapon, and climb?
Yes.
Okay.
Action economy says that's all fine.
Okay, because I already had my axe out because I was swinging with it earlier.
Cool.
Just want to make sure. All right, so I guess I'm gonna chop at the 2. I'm actually. Yeah, I'll chop at this one. All right. Reckless loose.
17, that'll hit.
And then I believe it's now a +3 to my rage damage. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so 12 points to that harpy to just kind of cut it from the collarbone right down the sternum, like ending on the lower ribs.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should, stop bullying and ganging up on people, or keep doing it.
Bully's big, take them down.
The 25 hit the same harpy.
Definitely, for sure. Another 9 damage, alright. I don't think you used your +4 on that, so or your +3.
It didn't look like it added the +3.
Okay, I got that as well. Okay, so you slash a couple of times.
Alright, and then I stow my axe. I scoot on over this. Well, I feel like it doesn't really matter which way. I kind of want to scoot this way though, and then I'll climb up.
Okay.
So I'll be taking the 3 opportunity attacks on my way up.
Yep, so sounds good. I'm going to reposition you just so I can do them without it complaining at me. Okay, miss. And then... miss, and finally, probably another miss. Yep. So your tail, between your axe on your back, your just muscles barreling through, and your tail kind of swishing back and forth. None of them find purchase on you, and you are able to move up. So 5, 10, then 10 feet up, and you're on the deck. So 20 feet of movement by the time you're on the deck.
And then I have 20 more feet. So I'm actually gonna move to right here.
Sounds good.
Alright, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Harpy turns. Can't see what's in there. Doesn't want to get in the middle of a big bird and its meal. It's gonna look around. It's gonna come over here. It likes you, Yaslin, because you're the only one that's like really available to it.
One of the harpies will eventually get me.
Yep, they're like in swarm mode for sure. Just trying to like get something to land. Okay, the second attack. Oh, not today.
Untouchable. Untouchable.
These rolls of mine are spectacularly awful. Okay. Alright, Tierman, what's your spell say? Okay, this birdie is just freaking out and is going to use its turn to try to break out. The webbage. Strength check, not a strength save. Got it. Ooh, that'll do it. So the harpy just freaks out and manages to like break out of the webbing and starts looking around and like kind of like looks up at Tierman and is going to use its move speed to fly up to the window there. I'm going to put Tierman about 20 feet up, and the birdie is like right outside the window. Yasin, go ahead and take your attack of opportunity if you feel like it.
Yes, I totally am. And it's gonna have to be my tail because I don't have my axe.
Your axe out. Okay, I'm gonna drop it down to 5 feet, just so it targeting can work.
I think that. Oh. What? Choose what to do. Discard previous. Oh, okay. Well. I don't know what to do. I think it's just the same attack roll. Yeah, it'd just be the.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just roll it.
Because you're proficient with your tail for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'll hit. Go for it.
Alright, and then I'll roll my tail damage.
Okay, 7 points.
And then.
All right.
Oh, I have Sentinel, so it doesn't get to Tierman.
It ain't going anywhere.
It ain't going
Okay.
anywhere.
It begins to. Like anchoring it down, and it does not get to move. All right. All right. Next up is this harpy over here. It's going to pursue its quarry. Flap, 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 flap. Yes, I know. It's very distressing. The harpies are losing. Okay. Everybody wants a piece of Yaslin. Not at advantage. There it is. That might hit. You already used your reaction.
Yeah.
Okay. And because of the nature of these things, they are not actually trying to damage you. They're trying to take you to the nest.
Oh,
You, miss, are grappled. Okay, and it just burned all of its move speed to get over there. So you are grappled with it, and it can't take you anywhere.
oh, are you serious? All of these birds are gonna like gang up on me and like you can't.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. It's like a statue being covered in pigeons. All right. Next one over here is blind. Has no idea what's going on, other than it's still got Seamus in its grasp. Its claws are occupied on its feet. It's going to reach down and and Seamus, you're concentrating on darkness. I gotta give a quick intelligence check on this guy. How smart are you, bird? Not super smart. It's dark and scary, so it's gonna attack the thing that is holding it. That it's holding.
At disadvantage?
At disadvantage indeed. So that'll be a nope, followed by probably a nope. Okay. And so it's just going to, it's kind of freaking out. It's, oh, what's it doing? It's just gonna back up a little bit. Feels a little bit more secure being over the water itself. Okay, figures that if you can't touch the ground, you're less useful. Okay. This one over here is the one that lost one of its opportunity or one of its attacks. It's going to come over here, and Yaslin, this one's like holding you by like one of your arms is like pinned in both of its talons. This one's going for like another attack on you, and it's going to try to like grab at your leg and kind of like lay you out so that you're, if it successfully like also grapples you, I'm going to say you're restrained
Making me
by
less
being
of a threat.
yeah, being pulled in two different directions. Okay, so let's do this thing, bird. Come on, big number. Nope. You're still too damn tough. Okay. So that's it. So Yaslin's being swarmed, and you are immobile at the moment.
I am practically. Oh my gosh! All it takes is one more.
Yep. Okay, so bottom of the round. Everybody give me a wisdom save, please. And I don't remember who is what, so... Oh, hey, you know what? I'm gonna...
I have the gray screen of death.
Oh no.
I'm going to number mark all of these things. We understand where the markings or the different height levels are at this point, so I'm going to number them all this way. Okay, so 7. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did everybody give me wisdom saves?
Well, I'm grabbing physical dice because I lost the VTT.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, and features, luring song. The DC is an 11. So
Yeah, I was like,
just
oh my gosh.
just don't suck it up, and you're probably fine.
I don't remember
Well, of
which
course
ones
it
we
comes back
saved.
now that I grabbed the dice.
We saved last time.
I don't remember, but I know I've saved against at least the first 3.
Or it
Dyer's
was-
charmed.
It was
Dyer!
God damn it.
Dyer, you had one job.
Fire. He's a bard. This
Unfortunately,
motherfucker should be doing counter charm.
Yeah, but it takes an
actually
action.
be useful.
Yeah, he can do
Dyer's
counter
been a
charm,
little
but
busy
he can do counter charm, but it doesn't prevent him from getting charmed in the first place. It's he can break a charm on somebody else.
I've never actually seen it used, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I think also, isn't like counter charm like your action is to like play your instrument or
Yeah.
something? She was like being like held hostage. Give him a little
Being
slack
shredded
on
by a
that.
bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
Okay,
priority at the moment.
Okay, so everybody succeeded except for Dyer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he is charmed by number 6, so I'm gonna put this here. And he kind of wakes up, or like gets off the ground after kind of twisting his ankle and like turns around and starts heading back towards the ship. Okay, Margot, you are up. You're restrained and it's settling down in the nest. It's like feet and hands kind of land. You're still in its beak dangling. I mean, for you, really, if it was dangling like 4 feet above the ground, your toes would still be kicking because you're so short. But it's about 6 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And so your toes are kicking. You are in its jaw.
Alright, let's see how you like some blight.
Ooh.
Right in the mouth.
Right.
It does have magic resistance, which you know already.
All I do is magic, dude.
She's just gonna punch it.
Oh, I'm
All I
aware.
got is magic.
Oh, that was 4 ones.
All right.
It still succeeded because it only rolls well.
It still succeeded, and that was a trash roll.
That was
Wow,
a
that
trash
was-
roll for a 4th level spell. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, for real.
I mean, there's 2 feats though, so it kind of balanced.
All right, so you kind of cast out at it, and like you see some of the feathers like wither and rot off of it, and like fall down. In like as they hit the nest, they just kind of turn into dust and dissipate. It's like, and you feel the pressure on your body just kind of crushing a little bit more.
I don't like that. I don't think I have good bonus action economy. I have shit for bonus actions. Okay. I think that's probably all I got.
Hey, sounds good. Dyer's charmed. Okay, he's just gonna spend his turn to try to get within 5 feet of his charmed person. At the end of his turn, he's going to get a save, and he does break the charm on himself. And it's just, what? Why am I here?
Dyer, what are you doing?
Jocelyn!
Guys, I'm like being like.
Hey.
I love Dyer, but doesn't the Harpy's charm specifically invoke opportunity attacks? Isn't that like a specific?
Oh, you're
thing?
right. It does not avoid opportunity attacks, so he does get. Big Boy here is going to get a chance to get him. However, it does not get its mandibles because that part of its multi-attack is disabled until the beginning of its next turn, or until Dro's turn, basically. So it can't re-grapple him. It's just a claw attack. Not an advantage or anything.
Would it be disadvantage because he's prone?
Oh, because it's prone. Oh, been a while since I looked up prone. Yep, it is at disadvantage. So let me go ahead and roll that again.
That was almost a 19.
Oh,
I thought that was
Dyer.
going to be the 19.
Oh, that was gonna be a 19.
It literally played out with Dyer getting saved. Dyer fails his charm. Dyer goes down again.
Oh,
Oh, Dyer.
Hey, this thing, it's on its ground and it sees and it sees Dyer moving away and it just reaches out and it just buries its arm inside of like all the branches and whatnot as Dyer just moves away a little unexpectedly swiftly. And I'm gonna give it restraint for its natural one as it gets itself. Oh, actually, it comes down and as it like reaches out, some of Tierman's webbing is still around, and it like gets stuck inside of the webbing itself. How about that? That makes Tierman a little bit cooler. Hey. Next up, I get to play a little bit. Nope. Not stealthy. My fish boy comes up, sees that one of the harpies is on the lookout, and yes, it's a little bit difficult to see things. Dro, you're in the nest. Can't see in there. It's gonna target the big bird.
the one that has me in its claws.
Yeah, that one. Why can I not grab anybody with this? Okay, so it comes up and like grabs onto it, and once again it just snaps the big bird, kind of like reeling back a little bit, landing down, but it just beats the difficulty and it is not able to make any purchase there. It's gonna go back under the water. Actually, I'm gonna leave it. Its stealth was so low that it's gonna move, and it's actually just going to come out of the water and kind of slither its way up here. And so it's got a little bit more height. It can now see into the nest and on top of the deck. And that's where its turn is going to be. Seamus, you're up.
I'm gonna
I really wanted to drag the
stab-
big bird and Margot into the water at the same time. That would have been so much fun for me.
That's what I. Yep. Mhm.
I'm gonna try to stab this thing with a necrotic blade that is covered in darkness right now. So,
Ooh. If
And do
you
I-
succeed and you jab it in too far, does the darkness disappear for a second? Like sheathing
Yeah.
the blade?
exactly, yeah, I would assume so because that's how it works in my sheath, also purposely. So yeah, the darkness would go away for just a little bit. You would see me like stabbing it, and then like it would come out and we go dark again. If I hit, I do. Do I have advantage from one of those silvery barbs from last
Yes, you do.
year?
Tires.
Love it. No, it's not. It's asking me to place a measured template. That doesn't seem. I obviously don't do this a lot, even though it's a cantrip. I'm gonna roll the attack with my sword out of D&D Beyond. Looks like a 19. Oh, does it show up here? Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. Make a melee attack. Yep. Sheesh. Why is your stuff looking all different today? Jeez.
And then it also would get a 1d8 from the necrotic blade.
Okay, so sneak attack and your rapier. Okay, so what was that? 21. Nice. Yeah, you. Geez, I'm gonna roll concentration for it to hold you.
Oh no.
Because that is a mighty. You just took out most of its HP. It wanted to be a 1 so badly. For some reason, it keeps you. Like, it is still holding on to you just fine.
The rest of them can't grab anyone, but this one won't let go.
For real. Got one competent member in the whole group, and it's about to die.
I think that's it.
And then, if the target willingly moves 5 feet away, it takes more necrotic damage. Okay.
2d8 if it moves.
I'm gonna give it a little, poisoned icon. Or a little... No, let's go with, like, a curse. Okay, so that was your turn, Seamus. Or anything else for you?
Yep. Nope, that's it.
Hey. Next up, okay, what do we got here?
Another harpy.
Yep, just more going in on Yaslin.
Jesus,
Um,
Yasmin.
Welcome to the party, guys.
Actually, let's see here. Let's go for intelligence.
I've never been so popular.
Decent intelligence check for this thing. Dire. Definitely the easier target to go for. It's gonna fly over and go for him. Yep, that's 30 feet. Going to make an attack roll at advantage. That'll miss, surprisingly. Oh, not multi-attack, wrong thing. Ooh, Dyer has reset on his. Oh, interesting. Gave me a countdown for my reactions. For that, he's going to use his reaction to use cutting words. Actions. There we go. Reactions. Cutting words. Okay, so this thing has to roll a. Crap, what's my. What's my bardic inspiration at right now? It's a 1d8. Okay, so 7. That'll drop it down to an 11. That does not hit. So Dyer. Let me see. Bardic inspiration. Yep, that's accurate. The bird comes in, just like, and like he kind of turns around, and again his fangs like showcasing. Not so easy to take off. And then it's going to freak the bird out a little bit. It's going to. That was the second attack. So Dyer's fine for a second. Next up is Dro. You got one-on-one time with a big bird.
Yeah, and then Miss Fireball is in the mouth of a bird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
And,
your bird is prone right now.
Yep, the bird is prone and restrained, but it's thrashing. It does kind of like put its head against the nest and like relocate its mandible. It does have that ability back.
Swear to God, if I fight this bird and Margot gets taken.
We're already in their home. Where else are they gonna take me?
I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about Mr. Grabby in the water. Yeah, it'd be stupid not to hit this. The amount of ways I have advantage on this. Oh, okay. There it goes. Hit Mr. Flailing here. Thank God for advantage.
Oh yeah. Okay, go ahead and deal damage there.
Can I... Well, I was gonna say, can I backtrack and pop my tattoo as my bonus action?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Wow.
Oops.
That was really shitty rolls. Slashing. Okay, so that was all of that.
Okay. Deal a bit of damage there.
Seconds.
Misses. These feathers are thick and hardy, and as you slash, your blade kind of glides off of them. It's not quite getting the bite that you want it to.
I am going to... I'm in, like, the outside of the nest is surrounding me, like, covering me, right?
About so. I'm going to say it's about 4 feet high, so you've got, like, it's kind of like just below your collarbone and up, and is exposed beyond that. But to
Does it get
the
deeper?
guy that's on the mast over here, this guy's up a little bit higher. He's got better line of sight on you.
Okay. Does it get deeper, like, if I move around to, like, here? Just a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna gamble and take what more coverage I can get from whatever is spraying out of the water.
Sounds good.
That's
Okay.
all.
Tierman's up.
Wait.
Okay. Kierman's gonna pop out of the window, and she's going to cast Sanctuary on Dyer.
Nice.
And she's gonna yell out. Hey, don't do anything don't do anything aggressive! That is not a concentration. So, let me see, does she even have anything? No. I very specifically did not give her combat abilities. Like, she doesn't have a ranged weapon. That's not a thing for her. She wants to throw a hammer. Okay, that's her turn. Okay. Next up is my next fish buddy. Okay, that's interesting. Ooh, okay. I rolled a natural 20 on my stealth again for this guy.
Oh, wow. Stop!
He moved last turn.
No.
And he's going to. He's in this kind of deeper pool over here, and instead of staying in the ground, he's going to splash upwards. He's going to jump. What's his strength? Well, pretty good. He's going to jump about 20 feet in the air, so he pretty much has direct line of sight onto the ship. And again, with his natural 20, I am going to give him advantage against Yaslin. He's going to try to snag you out of your groupie pile there. All right, and Yaslin, go ahead and roll one more time. I mean, you fail. Well, let's see if you get a natural one.
No,
Nope, you're fine.
I'm going in.
Okay, so he finally.
Doesn't Dyer have silvery barbs or something? Or was that not a hit? It's just a save.
It's a save, so it doesn't count, and he already used his reaction to use cutting words.
Don't worry, guys, it'll be fine.
Okay, so Yaslin takes 27 points of acid damage and is grabbed as this goo hits her in the back from a different direction, and she's just lifted off her feet. Target must make us. And on a failed save, it takes damage and is pulled 60 feet straight towards the Wraithlith. Alright, so as you're gooey, it's gonna. So it finally has you in its range. Now it's going to use the rest of its multi-attack as the two of you are falling into the water together. So it's going to do 2 claw attacks here. That's a 23 to hit. You gonna react with your tail, or are you good?
I can't. It's not.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, that's right, because you used your sentinel a minute ago. Okay, so comes in with a claw, kind of sinking into your collarbone right below, from behind, and the second one. Oh. Hold on. You're raging, so I'm gonna give you. I can do math. I'm gonna give you 9 back, because that is just straight slashing damage.
Yeah.
And then the second claw attack. Okay, I have one guy that can roll tonight, and it's this dude. Okay, so that'll be a critical hit.
Holy.
So that I'm gonna give you 19 back on that.
Okay.
But
I'll
a couple
take 19 back.
of deep blows. Jeez, how did that guy rolled pretty good on that. And for the critical, I'm gonna say the other one, he kind of spits it out, like pulls back, stabs you, like slashes you in the shoulder, and like scrapes off in the other one. Comes in and hooks and like gets right into, like actually pierces into your ribs a bit, and
Oh,
you're now grappled with him
oh, fuck.
as you both fall
What
down
happened to
into the
What
water.
happened to the harpy that had me grabbed? Just out of curiosity.
Um,
Does it come with us?
it might. Let's do. I'm gonna do a contested athletics check. Let's see how bad this is. Oh yeah. Okay. It did not succeed in keeping you there by a long shot. It would have had to be a miracle. Did it come with? I'll let you roll for that. Yaslin, roll a d100. I'll give it a straight 50-50. Above 50, and it stays with you.
Nice! It's coming
Hello.
with me, man!
Yep,
Let's
so...
go.
Okay, so all three of you are, like, now plunging into the water together, because that's fun.
It's great, guys.
Okay. Big Crow's turn. It's going to take its turn to try to break free of the goo that's got it stuck. This is just normal strength roll. Nope. Nope, it's still stuck. And let me see, restrained. That'll be its turn. That's all of it. Okay. Next, this one's got Margot and... Dang it. I should have had it attack Dro at disadvantage instead. Oh well. This one's got Margot, and it's going to use its... What? Why? Oh, I'm using the wrong bird. That's why. Okay, it's going to attack Margot. This is at advantage because she is restrained.
Shield.
That'll be a 19 to hit.
My AC is now 21 for the next.
21. Okay, it does
Oh,
not
sorry.
land. Tries to crunch down, and you create this little bubble of force around you. And even though it's already got you, it's trying to like compress in, and it can't get any further inward. Next up is Claws at advantage. 21. Okay, that'll kind of break through just a bit, and that'll hit you for 12 more points, and like it just continues to like rip away at like down your torso and your legs as your arms are pinned above the mandibles. And then once more.
Oh, yeah.
And essentially what is happening is like a death shake from a dog with a stuffy. It's just like, and just like scraping and see if it kind of like rearing up on its hind legs to scratch you. Okay, and this is normal damage. All right. Margot is bleeding severely. She is not in a good spot as the light begins to kind of like fade from her eyes, just starting to like head nod, and just the nest and the twigs and the branches and like the lots and lots of grass and everything is just starting to pool red underneath her. Okay. This guy, See. Okay, that's fine. Just gonna see if the harpy was super scared of this guy, but he didn't really do a good intimidation roll. So he's gonna stay up here, and he's actually going to come in and try to face off against this thing for a second. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. It's not gonna run away, but it's not going to attack it. It's going to just use its full movement to... I'm gonna drop it down to 10. It's gonna use its full movement to run away and like be on top of the ship with the rest of them. So that's its go in a dash. Oh, I think I did that out of order. Wait a minute. Where's Yaslin's turn supposed to be? Which harpy is this? Why did I do that harpy's turn? Is this guy even in the combat anymore? Nope. I took him out on accident, I guess. So I'm gonna put him in.
Didn't one last week get taken underwater?
Yeah, that one's already out.
Okay.
Yeah, I already accounted for that one. That one's dead on my side. Okay, so I forgot to put him in the initiative. Okay, so Yaslin, you are now underwater with this thing.
I taste terrible. You don't want to eat me. Come on now.
I forgot to open this guy up
I
too.
don't even taste like the chicken of these harpies. I'm far more gamey.
There we go. Oh. And, sorry, one last thing. Yaslin, as you get down there,
Yeah.
going to use its undertow ability.
Oh god. It's gonna start drowning me.
No, but all the water around you is now difficult terrain.
Ah. Nice. Okay. Looking great.
Oh, okay, sorry. My
How
bad.
far underwater? Am I just in the water just now, or am I like...
You dropped from about 30 feet up. So that applies to all the water in this entire area.
Holy-
Begins to like swirl around this guy. Okay. Okay, and Yaslin, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. As you land in the water, and like a little bit of it like gets in your mouth, it is foul. It is nasty and rancid. It smells like a dead carcass trapped in between a couple of rocks that just keeps getting bathed over and over and over in salt and water and rot. And let me see, you are fine. You feel this would be toxic if somebody had a less hardy constitution than you do.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so how far underwater am I?
You are that high up. It's holding on to you, Splash. I'd say you drop about 10 feet underneath.
Okay, it's like, I'm grappled
You are grappled.
by
Ooh.
by this. By this.
You are grappled technically by both.
Like, wow, I have a
Yeah.
lot of baggage on me right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I'm playing around with something here. Whoa.
So, is the boat touching? Is our ship touching the water, or is it like floating above it?
So, let me go ahead and hide this for a moment.
Just so I can figure
So-
out what I can do to get out of it.
Sure. So you're in kind of this U shape of like stone pillars that are about 40 feet above the water. You came and set the blushwing inside of them and used the ropes to kind of grapple on top of them, or
Okay.
the silks to grapple them. And so you're kind of in like this hammock in the ship with a few of the threads like poking, or the silks poking into the water and like being rigid for stability. So you probably have, you've got a rock pillar like right next to you over here, and
Yeah.
you've probably got
Might be my
a
best
few that are around you. You've got some crates, you've got some stuff nearby.
Well, I am just can I attempt to break both the grapples with me?
Yeah, I'll allow it. Especially because the harpy is not super concentrating on it anymore, anyways.
Okay. So it's just contested athletics. So just like pry myself from this weird slime thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I can do a.
20.
I should be able to use like a texture on this that looks like water. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Yeah, so go ahead and roll your athletics check.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, Aslan. You have a
Okay.
chance.
26, nice.
Oh, that's freaking cool.
Did it work?
Oh, I can...
Oh, okay, there we go. Sweet, that's what I was going for. Okay, so that's the difficult watery terrain for everybody. Okay, my guy, his turn. Contested athletics. Let's see here.
I'm gonna burn all my
Um,
resources to get out of here.
Underwater. Anybody know if
I have-
being underwater imposes disadvantage? Okay, underwater combat. If you don't have a swimming speed, you have disadvantage on weapon attacks. But it does not say anything about a strength check. Okay, cool. So this is just a normal strength check, mine against yours. Okay, so you break free. That is your action. And yours is high enough. You break free of both of them.
Nice.
You are underwater.
Nice. So I'm going to try to get out of the water. So I have
Okay, so you've got your
40
movement
feet of
speed.
movement. It's difficult movement, so it'll be 20 to get to the surface.
And you
And
do
more
not have it. You
there.
don't have a swim speed.
Yeah.
So you were at quarter movement now.
Okay.
So it's difficult terrain when you're moving at half speed because you're not a great swimmer.
Not right now. I didn't realize I was going to be swimming today.
Mm-hmm.
So I can bonus action re-rage to give myself 20 more feet of movement. So how far does 60 feet of movement get me? Does it get me to here? Is what my question.
Gets you 15.
15 feet. So
Yep, so 5 feet over, and then once you're out of the water, so that 5 feet over would cost you 20 feet. And then, is that right? No, it would cost you 15 feet, and then you could use your climb speed to go up past that afterwards.
okay. So I think that's what I would try to do.
Okay. And it is definitely going to use an attack of opportunity against you.
Yeah. I figured as much. Mm-hmm.
Let me see, is there any restriction on which attack of opportunity I can do? Probably not. Not that I can tell. Okay, but you're pretty beefy, so it's gonna try to is it to do?
He just called you
Yeah.
beefy?
Yeah.
For sure.
Beefy.
The question is, does it have disadvantage or advantage on this? Nope. Because you're shifted. So that's an easy answer there. That's a dirty 20.
To see if I can block it with my tail.
Wait, is this the harpy
Hey.
that's underwater?
Nope. This is the fish boy.
Oh, okay.
Nope, it'll hit me.
Not good enough. That will do the damages.
Jesus.
Okay, so that is 20. I'm gonna give you back 10 because you're raging. But it's not high enough to like re-grapple you or anything like that. The harpy is not going to take an advantage or an attack of opportunity because it's freaking the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like, it is like.
It's in fight or flight just as much as Yaslin probably is at this very moment. She was like, this is
Yeah.
great. And then she hit the water and she's like, this sucks. Get me out.
Right? Yeah, this thing is like you just threw a chicken into a bathtub, and it is not having a good time. All right, so that's okay. So Yaslin, you can move 15 feet over, and then you've got what does that make? Brain. You've got 45 feet of movement left after that due to your re-rage.
And so she's just gonna scamper all the way back up this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how tall this is. She's gonna.
That is 20 feet tall.
Okay, so she's gonna scamper 20 feet up, and then she'll have 25 more feet of movement.
Yep. Is that right?
And
Brain?
so.
Yes.
And so, this is what did we say that was 20 as well?
That's 10 more feet to get
10
up.
more?
And normally it would be from like the bottom of the ship to the top of the deck. It is 20 feet, but it's kind of sunk in hammock style, so you only have to climb up 10.
Okay, so 10 feet up to there, which will be, what, 15 left then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yoink! Splash! Sonic mode, just I'm back!
Okay, she might.
Damn it, I thought I was gonna have you down there for longer for that.
No, Yaslin absolutely did not like that one bit.
Imagine Yaslin popping up over the side like a cat popping out of a bathtub.
Yeah, like, I don't know, I think it was only Dyer and Tierman who saw Yaslin just get yoinked out and, like, mad dash her way back. Gosh, I think she's actually going to move over here. in hopes
Okay.
that this weird thing is going to go for the harpies instead, after realizing that Yaslin was a lot to keep under than it probably
Mhm.
anticipated. Look at
Fair
the lot
enough.
of harpies you have.
Okay. So they get Yaslin back. Like she's now bleeding and like looks a little bit burned, and she's sopping wet. All the harpies are kind of essentially like, "What the fuck?" But she looks a little easier to take now, so let's go. Okay, gonna fly over here, and go for her
I
attacks.
get out of one thing to be surrounded by birds again.
Yep. Come on, admit it though. This is like the tank's dream. Be like, okay, all of you deal with 2 creatures. I'll take everything else on the map.
Yeah, come on, guys. You have 2 creatures to deal with. Everything else you can.
Okay, yep. No joy there. This one is a little pissy at you. Is gonna move. Dyer's gonna leave his attack of opportunity alone.
Yeah.
Because he wants his reaction. Okay. This one over here. Claws. Ooh.
That'll hit.
20. Okay, and this time it's just going for some damage. So that'll be 7. I'll give you back 4. For the rage, that was its first attack. So here's the second.
They're finally coming through because Yaslin's looking a lot worse for wear.
Yep, indeed. Okay, this one is in the water, totally scared out of its mind. It's got difficult terrain, and oh man, it's going to dash, which is going to give it 80 feet of movement. But that is, it doesn't have a swimming speed and it's difficult terrain. So it's going to burn 30 feet of movement to just get to the surface. And then that gives it 50 left, but its wings are wet. So it's going to get half speed after that. So it's going to fly up 25 feet. And like it's just trying to get away. It's just going straight up into the air. The one in the dark just got stabbed by Seamus. It's going to attack said Seamus because it doesn't like. And Seamus, yeah, with that strike, you definitely did do the blink, blink with your rapier. And it saw you holding it, and it's very annoyed. Okay. It's going to attack you, sir. Oh, this should be at disadvantage. So I'll do that one more time. The first one does not hit. Second claw's coming down. I'll go disadvantage.
Thank God.
Oh, 20.
That's gonna hit.
Or, excuse me, 15. Okay,
Still
that will
gonna
hit. So that'll be 7 points of damage as it kind of like finally like manages to reach down and kind of like scrape up your chest and like across your neck and like slightly across your ear. Seamus, give me a concentration.
Ugh.
Ooh, all right. And darkness pops. As it pops, the harpy is a little bit surprised by that, and like wasn't really anticipating it disappearing, so it kind of like stops for a minute, and then just it's only able to like drag you. It's only gonna go about 10 feet with you for like a moment of surprise. And you already used that thing. Okay. Next up, this guy already lost its that, so it's gonna go for Some Yaslin Chow. They're all like, they're almost in like a frenzy at this point, as they're all like freaking out. Oh, also number 5, which is the one that got dunked, is no longer singing. It's freaking out. So this one going against Yaslin.
And I don't really blame it. Oh.
Yaslin, give me an intimidation check.
Understood.
I'll give you a free intimidation check for my natural 1. Oh, it was almost a 19. What stat? You can, so alternatively, you can...
Oh, can I use strength?
You can use strength as your intimidation bit.
Okay, so if I was using my strength modifier, it would be a plus 9.
Oh.
So it'd be 9 plus 9, so it'd be an 18.
An 18. Okay. So I'm gonna make all my harpies do... Oh, what do I want them to do? A bravery check. What is a bravery check today? They'll counter intimidation check you. Hey. Ooh.
One of them is a brave boy.
One of them's feeling brave. Oh, where's that one going? Okay. So the 4 of them that are around you, Yaslin, what do you do for your intimidation check? And you successfully frighten 3 of
I
them.
think just like having been absolutely torn from the ship, clawing her way back up, and then being surrounded once again, she just lets out a just the absolute enraged, like, what the fuck are you guys doing surrounding me again?
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha. 3 of them are like, just as you shout out, 3 of them are like, and like, start to back off. A couple of them are just like giving cause. One of them, like, literally says, "Scary!" and begins to back away. The other one, feeling fierce, and you get like from directly behind you, you get a challenge call back.
Oh.
And it rolled a natural 20, so I'll get you like invoke its blood fury, and it's gonna get an extra attack against you next time.
Oh,
Whatever its next turn is. Okay. All right. Top of the round. Everybody, give me a charm check.
Should we take our break here?
That's a great idea. Let's do that. Yeah. Go ahead and roll those, and then we'll get those. Oh, Margot.
Sorcery point.
Oh, Seamus!
Oh, Seamus.
Oh no,
Oh,
guys!
shit.
Happened?
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Margot succeeds. The DC is an 11.
Oh my
Yaslin
God.
succeeds. Dro succeeds. Seamus with a natural 0, with a dirty 0.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Seamus,
go
good
ahead
call on
and-
the break.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Seamus, go ahead and roll me a D6, because I think there's...
Just real quick, when that harpy moved, it had the necrotic blade damage on it. It would have taken 2d8 damage when it moved to the nest.
I think that's only if it moves away from you, but the proximity to you willingly moves 5 feet or more before then. Oh yeah, you're totally right. I thought it was away from you.
Harpy dies while you're being carried.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll that damage.
You just
Oh, this is gonna
fall?
make things interesting.
Into the vile water.
Now falling.
Seamus, how do you want to do this?
Oh god.
And yeah, you're back. I think I had you over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the harpy's dead. You're no longer grappled. This is before the charm sets in. So you're in the air. I'll let you describe how this plays out.
Yeah, it would have looked over for the nest and started to move over that direction, but then it started, like, as soon as it started to flap its wings, you could see that, like, this, like, black, like, necrosis had been, like, moving through its veins, so that, like, yeah, it took just a couple of flaps and that was it. It just, like, starts to fall and I start to fall. But as I start to fall, I'll cast Feather Fall on myself.
Okay, sounds good. So you're gonna land in the water, nice and peacefully, while the dead body of this bird slaps wetly against the rocks with a crunch. And that one's dead. And Seamus is swimming now, which is totally fine. Oh, and then Seamus, go ahead and roll me a d6. There's only so many of them left. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, I guess it's still a 7.
I did pass 2 checks, like 2 rounds of checks, and 7 I was immune to already. I guess that one just died though.
Yeah,
and then,
7 is dead.
I don't know what the other 2 were because we never counted those out.
Go ahead and roll just 2 more, and we'll count that for today. Okay, immune to 5, and number 1.
Do we get immunity every round we
Okay.
pass?
What's that?
Do we get immunity to every time we pass? Or is
No,
it just...
you only get immunity for every time that you're charmed, and then you break it. You're immune to that particular bird's charm.
Oh, not that round? Not like each round? Because that's what I was counting there.
That's what I thought.
No, so Seamus, you've been charmed several times, so you are immune to number 1, number 7, and number 5. And number 1, by chance, is the one that just hit you, so I'm going to say you are not charmed, sir.
I don't think I've been charmed several times. I think I've been charmed once. And then I was grappled the rest of the time.
Okay. Is this your first time being charmed, or is this your second time being charmed?
Second.
So this is your second time. Okay, so you are charmed. So moving forward, you're immune to number 1 and number 5. Number 5 is not singing currently, though.
It's good.
Okay, cool. And with that, yeah, let's go ahead and take our break and come back to this. See what's gonna happen. I want to put Yaslin in the washing machine again.
No.
We're gonna start at the top with you.
Yeah, we are.
Cast as many fireballs as you can right now.
2 in a round. So
There's
I
no
know
matter.
that.
Someday, I'm gonna have a sorcerer of quicken fireball as well.
Oh, and that's the day it's gonna suck.
Or if you're Dro right now.
So the bird is above me, right? My bird is above me. No, but they're below me.
You're literally in its mouth, so you are face to face.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well,
On like a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is Mark?
on a scale of
11.
fuck it, I'm going down anyways. What? Minus 57 I just took.
Because for some reason you were fully healed, and I remembered how many hit points you had.
How was I healed?
No idea.
God.
Oh
Okay.
gosh. Guys, I think we need
So-
to back on the ship.
Oh, there's no way for me to lay this template without taking myself down. But I'd rather go down by my own hand than by the birds.
Wow,
Yeah,
Is there a
fuck
way
it.
you can do it hitting Dro still, but not hitting you?
No.
Yeah, can't you place the template?
I'll hit the ship then. This is the only way I can do it without hitting the ship.
Oh, you so you
shit.
Mine in don't know if this helps or not, but Seamus is down below and in the water, so he
Yeah.
wouldn't get hit.
So you could.
No, the way I have to place the template because I'm a little forward, it would end up hitting the ship. Well, actually,
Yeah, couldn't you
you
place
do it
like
above
over
them?
here? Or
Yeah, can't you just
they're bigger,
explode
so
it above them?
technically- You gonna set this nest on fire?
is this ship kind of above us a little?
Thought it was in
No,
line
the
with it.
nest is technically 10 feet above the ship.
Okay, so I'm gonna place this so that it's a little higher and still hitting the birds, but not hitting the ship. And I think Dro's Dro's level with the other birds, so I'm subtle
I?
or careful casting.
Wait,
Aren't you?
Because I made it a point to go down to
Well, the bird's
to the lower part.
prone.
The
Oh,
bird
he
is
is prone.
and
Yeah,
stuck
yeah.
to the ground. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's pretty low.
Okay.
So where I am I out of it enough to not take any damage?
It doesn't look like you're touching it in the template.
You're fine, and
Okay.
the highlight says Dro is also fine, so you don't have to careful cast.
It's just gonna be really bright.
Yeah, you
Alright,
just
well-
eyebrows are singed off.
Then I'm gonna quicken cast and do it again after this round.
Oh my gosh, that was
That's-
a really good fireball.
Yeah.
Oh,
One
and
failed.
one of them,
One failed.
something.
Failed, yeah.
One of them
Let's do
failed,
it
that's
again.
great.
Also restrained. Doesn't that disadvantage
Automatically
deck
fail.
save?
Let me double check.
Disadvantage on
Or
this one.
disadvantage on
I
dex
think
saves,
it's like
right?
Disadvantage, I think.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage
Oh, no,
on dex saves. So the one that is restrained, the first fireball,
Did it succeed?
that guy failed. The guy that failed the first one still fails. The second one, he succeeded, but that was an advantage. And it would have been just a straight roll because he has advantage because he's magically resistant, but he's restrained, so it'd be a straight roll, so it'd be a 10 plus 3, so it'd be 13. So I'm going to refund that to him and give him a full 29 plus because of flavor text and because I said it went this way. Oh, come on here. And I'm going to give it on fire because of the webbing. It is now no longer restrained, but it is on fire. So it'll take 2d4 at the beginning of its turn. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Going
it.
out
Like
in the
it
blaze of
wasn't a
glory.
shit ton. Okay.
48.
Margot, you need to get a shirt that says, "Do you have evasion?"
No.
This is a really intense battle.
Well, with careful cast now, you'll always succeed, and he won't take any damage. I can just drop fireballs on you left and right, and it won't be a problem.
She's gonna do it out of nowhere. Joe's not gonna be aware. Just hear the explosion.
And you will be perfectly fine.
Physically.
Okay, yeah, physically. You gonna have PTSD.
He's gonna be so numb to explosions. Oh.
Alright, guys. Oh, that's intense. Let's drop that down a bit. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so that's Marco's go. Seamus is charmed and in the water, so Dyer doesn't know that. He could break the charm, but he can't see you to find out that you're charmed, which is unfortunate. He is a little upset right now. And I'm gonna say none of the harpies over here. I see these two are definitely flying. That one's on the ground. That one's. Let me see.
Does he have sanctuary on him?
He does. Yep, that's right. So he's going to use his turn to cast Mass Healing Word. Okay, so he's going to heal himself. He's going to heal Yaslin. He can't see Dro or Margot. I see. He's going to move over here. You see, because of lighting, he actually can't see Margot at all. How many people is this? Up to 6. He's gonna take the attack of opportunity here from this bird.
Well, he has sanctuary on him, so can it even hit him?
It has to roll.
It has to make a wisdom save first to try. And that'll be a nope. So it would have to choose a different target, but there's no other target nearby, so it just burns its reaction. And Dyer's going to run over here. And let me see, that was 20. So he's going to run over here. He's going to get himself, Dro, Yaslin, and Tierman, and he can't see Margot. So everybody that I just named off, go ahead and give yourself 8 points of healing.
Ooh, that feels good.
Did he see me down here in the water? Did he see me and think I was cool? Because I am cool.
Basically. So that's his.
Bonus action.
That's his bonus action. And yeah, you know what? So he's trying to find everybody, and he is going to use his counter charm feature. Within 30 feet. Uh-oh. Distance might be a problem. 20 feet, and you're 20 feet down.
Pythagorean!
He's got a little bit of movement left. He'll scooch over, and Pythagorean, that should work-ish.
I was gonna say, he
Nice.
jumps in this nest, I'm punching him in the face.
During the time you and your friendly creatures within 30 feet of you hear you.
Sumerians could do
Oh,
the math even before Pythagoras was around, so like pretty much everybody knows this equation, including Dyer.
Mhm. Um, let me see. Saving throws. Oh, that's just a repeat of it. Okay, so his counter charm. So everybody within 30 feet of Dyer has advantage on wisdom saves. So it doesn't break it doesn't break an active effect, but it does let you have a better chance of getting rid of it.
Take it.
So is
Okay,
this
I'm gonna do this.
also when we first have to roll?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's Dyer's go. Next up is going to be this fishman in the water. And a certain somebody just came and joined him in the water, and he's very interested about that. So he's going to move forward. Oh. He's going to move forward over here, and he's going to target Seamus with his grasping spout. And Seamus, this is going to be at disadvantage for you because you are in the water. It says it in the ability.
No.
Oh boy.
Dire.
It rolled a nat 1. I beat it by a 1. And I rolled a
Oh.
2.
Yo, I did Dyer roll.
Dyer was I guess I had it.
Oh, that was Dyer. Oh.
Okay, so Seamus rolls a 3. Seamus, go ahead and give me one more because it's a disadvantage. I had too many people on my target list.
I thought you were a monster.
There we go. Well, I'm currently like 8 or 9 monsters. Okay. Okay, so Seamus, you failed. You take 16 damage. I did not roll super high on that. And you are
What kind of
pulled
damage, by the way?
acid damage.
I use my reaction anyways, actually, so that actually I can't do that thing.
Okay, gotcha. So Seamus, you're in the water, you're kind of feeling wistful. You get snagged and yanked by this burning viscous liquid. Go ahead and take a wisdom saving throw because something other than the harpy damaged you. And it's an advantage because Dyer is giving a performance for counter charm.
Oh.
Ooh, there we go.
Nice.
Right on. Seamus, you do not have to roll at the bottom of the round for the next charm.
I'll take it.
Okay, cool. And that'll happen before your turn, right before your turn, so you didn't actually get incapacitated. You still get your turn.
Nice.
But the bad news is you are right in range of this guy. He's going to use his double claws on you. Oh, also, as it drags you in, Seamus, you are engulfed in that trite water that is just filled with rot and corruption. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw to resist the poison effects.
It's a poison, not like a disease or something like that.
Correct.
What kind of save was that again?
On save, please.
Dirty.
All right. It's a high DC, but you managed to resist it, and you are fine. You are immune to the poisoned waters for 24 hours.
Ooh.
Okay, so now on to the normal bashy stuff. That'll be a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, 18 points of damage coming in there. And the second one, that's going to be in the 20s. That's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, 21. Drags you in, just rakes you a couple of times, just these deep claws piercing strongly into your body. All right. Seamus, you are up.
Am I grappled by this thing?
You are not. It just as soon as it like pulls you in with its hooks and the stringy water, it all snaps and you just smacks you around a couple of times. Yaslin got grappled because of an nat 20.
I'm gonna cast Greater Invisibility on myself.
All right.
And then I'm going to bonus action disengage.
Okay. And the
And
water
then-
around you is difficult terrain.
Okay, I've got 35 feet of movement. Move over to these rocks here. If I, let's see, that's like 5, 10, 10. Is that right?
That'd be 30 feet of movement will get you there. Because you do not have a swim speed and it's difficult terrain, so you're at quarter speed in the water.
Gotcha. And then I'll just climb up onto the land here.
Okay, that's 20 feet up, but with your spider climb, you can get 5 feet above the water with your remaining speed.
Okay. Yep. That's what I intend to do. And yeah, I'm invisible.
Sounds good. Oh, and invisibility. We got a token for, we got an icon for that. Okay. Harpy over here. What's this guy doing? This guy's thinking Dyer's tasty. Gonna come over here.
Save him.
And this is a saving throw because he's got Sanctuary on.
You got it.
It saves. It is able to attack him. That'll be a 13 to hit. That misses. And an 8, so both of those will happen to miss. Dro, you are up.
The one that is prone has disadvantage on its attacks, right?
Yes.
That includes opportunity attacks.
Was that a question?
Yeah,
What's the question?
it's disadvantage on opportunity attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to get advantage on the one that Margot has, I would have to move at least, because I have 15-foot reach, here or here.
Technically, because of the nature of your tattoo, you can control where it goes.
Oh, so I wouldn't.
You can get advantage on your attacks against that particular bird from where you're standing. You can basically reach around and smack it in the back.
That makes things better. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm not used to having Argon. Natural 20.
Not a natural 20. That is a 19 and a natural 20 on your advantage. Yeah, go for it.
Holy shit!
Nice. Hey.
Woo!
Give me a sec. There's no reason why it should have given that. Oh, no. Oh, holy shit. Okay, I just caught up to the math there. How do you want to do this? Yeah, I was like, what do you mean it only took, like, some of the damage? No, you all damaged it.
Is it, how's it holding Margot?
In its mouth, they are face to face, bleeding on each other.
I think if Margot looks up, she would just see the bird and all of a sudden feel the grasp, like the grip loosen, and just watch the front of the mouth fall off as Dro just kind of cuts square through, like behind the eyes, and beheading
Right
it.
about here.
Yeah, and then immediately
Defacing it.
turning his attention to the other one.
Okay, Margot, you dropped to the ground. Oh! Real quick. The ring of the nest is on fire.
Oh.
Quick check as Dyer kind of steps into that area and is able to avoid some of the flames. He's fine. But yeah, the ring of the nest where Margot, like, set her fireball is on fire. So if you're touching that area, it is dangerous. Got it. So Dro does a thing.
I'm okay, right? I don't take fall damage.
No, it was only 10 feet up.
Okay.
So it's like, as it like slides off, it's a gentle enough bit to the ground.
You may be covered in it, but
Yeah, definitely like a slice off its face, and it's like a slow slide, and then like it's the strength of its body kind of keeps it up for a minute before it like drops to the ground. But yeah, it's basically just a direct shower of this like almost deep purple, like just ichor-y blood
Dro totally
that is
didn't
just
purposely do
bathing
that.
Margot, I'm gonna send you a message.
Oh Jesus.
Okay.
No, that'd be stupid. Going for the other one.
That'll hit. Hey, you want to do this? Woo!
Yeah.
Cleanup crew over here. Couple
I-
of fireballs, couple of, champion slashes to the body.
So I think once Dro slashes the one, immediately spin around, flip the sword up because the one's still prone, and just stabbing it in the head while it's prone, pinning it into the nest.
So the long sword just and it is out of there. And its body's still on fire.
What can I do for my bonus action? I haven't done anything besides teleport with it.
That's a pretty solid bonus action to always be
Yeah.
able to have. See
Well, it only works because it's night. Well, it has to be dim light. Um, I am going. Well, one, look at Margot. I don't know how you feel about fire, but I'm not a fan. So we should, get out. And I'm going to move, but bonus action, patient defense. Because I'm seeing shit getting grabbed out of the air. Want to get back onto the ship. Where do I want to go on the ship, though? As I run by and look at Dyer and just say, time to go.
Yeah, it's fucking time to go, guys.
And he kind of gives you like a yeah, I'm with you. Like as he's like in the middle of
Actually.
his like performance and he's telling
I'd be
like a story about this, this brave group who wandered into the Temptress's lair. Just because reasons.
Oh! Here.
It is an amazing performance, especially in the middle of this battle. It is heated, it is animated, it is dynamic, and he is just... There's a little bit of like wild, like fright in his eyes, and you can tell that he is deep in his element right freaking now.
halfway through Dro's movement, I think.
That was really just for flavor. But because he got a natural 20, netting up to a 30, everybody gets a +1 to their wisdom saves right now, also, if you're in range.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that was Dro. Tierman's up. And she's gonna pop out the window and oh, wrong spot. No, she's not gonna do that. She's not excited about the possibility of hurting her own ship.
Oh, that'll be good,
She's
actually.
she's gonna drop a fairy fire on all of these ones.
That'll be worth it, because I have advantage.
She can exclude you, so you're fine. Okay, let me see. Fairy fire is what? Fairy fire is a
Dex
something
save.
save.
Dex.
Dex.
Yep. Why can I not see this? There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do this the fast way. Okay, number 2 gets a 16. Number 4 gets an 8. Number 6 gets a 14. Number 3 gets a 9. And the one that is unnumbered gets a 9. So... let me see. This one is lit up. Let me see. That one. That was the last 2. Also get it. Oh. And this one. So they are all fairy fired. And Tierman is hiding. She did, however, just garner some attention. And she's gonna go back to hiding. Excuse me. Okay. Next up is my boy. And he doesn't like the one that got away. Yeah. So the harpy that's wet and is like flying above the water, you just see it like from deep underwater, just. And then you just see a pool of blood spread out from beneath the surface, and a few feathers kind of float up and bob. And that one is gone. Okay. And he's disappeared. Nobody has a... Anybody have a perception higher than 17? Nope. Oh.
16. One off.
Same.
There. Alright, he disappears, and you guys do not know where
Oh,
he
I don't
is.
like that. Oh, I don't like that.
Hey. This harpy is glowing. It's going to come over here and try to get in on Tierman. Is going to... I'm gonna target Tierman as it like comes up and like tries to like scratch like through some windows. But this is just to see if I can like if it can break through the windows. First attack, no, kind of scratches them up a bit. Second attack,
Whoa,
Oh.
that window.
That one will.
that'll be a 19, and I'll go ahead and do some damage. That's probably gonna hit Tierman. I'm gonna undo that. Yeah, 6. Yeah, shatters the window that she's standing in front of. Not enough to like do anything, but like then the harpy like and is inside the building with her, mano a mano. Okay, Yaslin, you're up.
I think after hearing that little challenge from this harpy, she's like, oh! Let me just put you in your place real quick. She pulls back out her axe and goes to town.
Over. Yep, that'll hit for sure.
Second attack. Oh. Wow.
That also hits. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I was like, huh.
All right. Describe your kill.
I think, like, as she roared and heard this thing decide to challenge her rather than gets chickened out like everything else, it kind of pissed her off. And so she just, like, spins around and cleaves it twice.
Nice. As you do, it is trisected about at the rib cage and the hips, and 3 major pieces of the harpy just flop to the ground.
And then I think these ones all look like pretty scared of her, right?
Yeah, they all have frightened, so they're all not excited to be around you.
Alright, awesome. So, Yaslin's just seeing as those ones are scared of her. Or something. She's gonna do what? 5, 10, 15 feet here. And then can she just start scaling up this building? Like
You
the
gotta-
menace that she is?
Yeah, you gotta
towards
climb
the
speed.
beast? Yeah. So essentially, she's going 15 feet and then essentially right up next to this harpy because she has a 40-foot movement.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, no, Harpy looks over, like looks back as like Yaslin's face like pops up in the window.
hello.
Okay. Let me see. At this point, especially the scaredy cats, their big bosses are dead, and they just got challenged, and this freaking fish keeps snatching them, and they're running away. They're done. Like, they don't have any interest in this anymore.
Are these glowing from the fairy fire, so they just look like giant balls of light flying off into the sky?
Absolutely.
Oh, little
Just out of curiosity, the fish guys try to snag him out of the air? Does they fly back?
They can't do it with a reaction.
Oh, okay. That'd be kind of funny to see, though. Just one starts going off.
Margot, you're up. Actually, let me see here.
Oh, no.
Everybody give me a wisdom save, except for Seamus. Yeah. And
Advantage
anybody
plus
that's in
one.
range, advantage +1 for dire stuff.
Thank God for that advantage.
Okay, safe. That checks out. Tierman's... Oh, I haven't been rolling for Tierman. That's a problem. Oh well. She does not get Dyer's bonus because of height differences. She's too far away. 16, she's fine. Okay. So, Margot, you have that delicious thing I just sent you.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to do with that what you will.
Ooh. Okay. I'm going to drop a Wither and Bloom on the harpy next to Dyer, so Dyer can heal again.
Nice, full healing for Dyer.
That's awesome. Let's see what this harpy does.
So good. Oh, it has a 2.
Very bad. Very bad is what it does.
I'm going to quicken spell and do that again. If Dyer wants to heal a
Okay.
little more.
Yep. He's still got some hit dice left. Very bad. But better than nothing.
I'm gonna have to upcast that to 3rd level. Damage. Go.
Ooh, that was really good.
And it failed again.
It looks pretty ragged. And he's like shivering as like most of its like feathers are falling off and it's like looking like it wants to turn away and like run.
So there's a lot of fire over near Dyer, right? But not over near me?
At the moment, it's above you as you're like kind of like kneeling on the ground. And it's like this ring of the fire is really like right about there.
Okay.
And it looks like it's spreading down the nest.
I'm definitely gonna take my movement to get on this lovely rock right here.
Yeah, you are.
Because I don't want to be on fire again.
Mm-hmm.
Tired of fire.
Says the one with fireball.
That's ironic coming from you.
Yeah,
I'm tired of being on fire. I don't mind putting other people on fire. It's about where the fire is. Mhm.
It's about hypocrisy.
You know, it's always nice being the one who throws the fire, but never nice being the one who gets the fire thrown at them. So
That's
No.
valid. Then bonus action. I don't have much of anything left. How many sorcery points do I have? Oh, I don't have much of anything left. I might convert sorcery points to spell slots, but I need to look at the conversion again. So you can move on. I'll see if I can even do that because I don't think I have enough.
Sounds good. Dyer's going to continue with his oration, but he's going to pop the sanctuary, and as he rises up, and with a mighty blow, he opens up his mouth again and goes for a bite on the harpy right next to him, accentuating his own detail. He's going to use the second one of his Hungry Jaws ability. Yeah, that'll hit. Oh, come on. And he gets 3 temporary HP. As he see him pull back, and there's a little bit of like, there's not much left. It's like half red, half black from like the necrotic damage that Margot has just inflicted. And he's going to and while he's there, his eyes are going to go a little wild. He's just going to go in for like another bite for his action instead of his bonus action. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright. And as he does, like the first bite is kind of like in its shoulder, and then he rears back and he comments, "You need lessons." And he goes and like rips the vocal cords straight out of its throat, and its song stops as it dies and gurgles and falls to the floor. And Dyer's performance is over as he like raises up with a blood-stained mouth, and it's even got like a little bit onto his kerchief, and there's a little black spotting as he just takes a massive, like, hyper-exaggerated bow and comes back up.
I would totally cheer you on, Dyer. That was fucking
And he reaches down and like grabs his hat that had fallen off and tucks it back on. Uses the rest of the... starts dabbing himself with the rest of his kerchief.
Troll's just pointing at the fire that's getting closer to him.
Yeah,
He's
Margaret's
just
like,
like,
now
he
get
just
back
kinda,
on the
walks
fucking ship.
He just walks away from things. And gets across the edge of the ship and definitely like ducks down and hides afterwards. Okay. Next up is my fishy boy. He's gonna drop into the water. 16. Nobody has a high enough perception to be able to tell where he...
I do. I've got 16.
Oh, what? Oh, I guess I haven't updated this lately. I have it that you both have. Yeah, okay, so Dro, you're too far away. You can't see into the water from where you are on the ship. But Yaslin... Oh no, Yaslin, you're not paying attention to him because you're paying attention to what's inside of the tower. So you... So nobody knows where he's going. Seamus, you are up.
I'm gonna climb up onto the rock and then climb up onto the ship and move as far up and away from here as I can. How far would it be to get all the way up onto the deck here?
25 feet of movement will get you on the deck.
25 feet, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll move up there. Do I see the harpy coming in the window over there?
It's already in the window. But yeah. It's a little, you can see some of it. Yaslin's blocking some of your line of sight, and it's inside. So if you want to try an attack, I'd say it has 3/4 cover.
Please don't miss. It'll land straight on me.
Fine, Yaslin can take a hit.
Yeah, Yaslim actually could.
Yeah, I'll try to pull the shadows around it and like attack it with the shadows.
Okay, go for it. It's got 3/4 cover, but it also has, you have advantage because it is fairy fired.
So, do I attack at advantage or is it a straight roll?
Attack at advantage, but it's got +5 to its AC.
Okay, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a dirty
Alright, that'll
20
hit.
then. Six damage.
6 damage, okay. Just some of the shadows in between the feathers start to pull out and just like rip on the skin, leaving like dark streaks behind. Okay. Yaslin,
And then-
Dro.
I'm gonna, just as a pre-action, like, from out of nowhere, because nobody can see me, I'm gonna just say, can we once it gets out of here? I don't know if we should stay for repairs.
Yaslin, Dro.
Yeah.
With your passive perceptions and like the glowing harpies kind of like flying off into the night.
Okay.
Two of them do vanish kind of in the north and the west directions.
Okay.
Okay. Next up is this harpy, and it's freaking out. It's feeling pretty bad. It's gonna take its move to disengage and try to fly away.
Ooh, let me see something.
Oh, does Sentinel still let you attack if they disengage?
Yeah.
Wait, does it
Creatures
It's
really?
gonna-
provoke opportunity attacks from you even if they take the disengage action.
It's gonna try.
Alright, well I'm gonna hit it with my tail.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that's almost a 20! Miss.
I think that's a miss.
Yep, and it starts to fly away. Do any of you want to try to stop it? Okay.
But-
So with
I mean-
you guys not knowing where the fishmen are, and the harpies and the rest of the birds and everything are all dead, I'm gonna go ahead and end combat there and stop my sweet vocals music in the background.
So, question
Oops.
about what Dro and Yaslin saw. We saw the color, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared.
The little lights.
It
just, like,
yanked into the ocean, just
Okay, so we
Okay.
could.
and poofed.
Okay.
Mm.
Dro's just looking for Seamus because he heard him.
Yeah, Yasmin like climbs into the window and she's just like, I personally don't want to stay here. And she like leans down and is like, I personally don't want to stay here. That was a horrible experience.
And you see Tiraman is just kind of in shock, like she's just doing the best she can, and then like it kind of seems like it's over, and she's like, "What? What? What?
You okay?
What?"
Yeah, we just got attacked by a bunch of birds and some weird a water snake lizard thingies.
I can take the helm if it helps. I'll say from like creepily behind her.
How high up are they compared to us that are on the main deck?
20 feet above the main deck.
Oh, wait, what? You're just gonna hear Dro yelling for Seamus.
Joe, I think I heard him in here.
Just look up. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you do not right, Seamus? Because I don't know where you are, but I definitely think I saw you get yoinkled by one of the things that yoinked me, and that wasn't fun.
Yoinkled.
I'm not sure if it translated or not what you were saying there for sure, but I got mine handed to me out there in the waters.
I think they went away, but I don't know if they're coming back.
There's definitely still one of them fishes in the sea.
Is the ship going to be okay if we fly it? Also, there's a huge fire over there.
That is true. The entirety of the nest is essentially starting to go up. And it's above the ship, and it's mostly like going upwards. General quick consensus is it's probably not going to bother the ship. Unless it like destabilizes the pillars or something, but unlikely.
I mean, we can stay here next to this giant beacon if we want to. Or we could move somewhere slightly up the coast and hope for something better than a giant beacon and a nest of harpies and a pool of dangerous fish. And
Is up the coast north?
Yes.
I don't think we want to go up the coast. Just because I saw those weird lights disappearing, and I have a vague sense that there might be that thing over there to the north now.
Something is bound to come find what's happened over here.
No, I just no.
I don't
really
know if I
like
want to meet whatever that is.
I don't want to meet it again.
Should we just head east, inland somewhere? Anywhere? Just for a bit. Until we can actually lay low somewhere. The whole plan was just to lay low somewhere.
Yeah, personally, I'm not super like the threat is gone right now, but there's no real way of knowing if it's going to come back or at what point
Um,
it might come back.
Quick
Yes.
aside, Champion, can you do something about that? As he points to the nest.
I mean, if somebody, and he walks over and puts his arm on Margot, wasn't so obsessed with fire.
I'm not up there. She is absolutely not up there. She is trying to
Yeah, is
mend and prestidigitate and do as much as she can to cover up
is this
away
conversation
from everyone
happening
else.
20 feet up? Because Dro's just on the main deck right now, just kind of watching this fire.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay, so it's 3 up and 3 down. 1 NPC and 2
Margot-
NPC and 2 PCs in the upper, and same pattern on the lower.
Margot's
so
trying to
Dyer's-
hide in a dark corner for now.
Margot's hiding
so
in a dark corner
Clean,
with all of us
clean
have
up
dark
all of
vision.
this.
And yeah, so Dyer and Dro are the only ones on the lower deck. And he's like, can you do something about that? I expect that it's, going to alert things that we're here.
Right.
If you can you douse it?
I used to be able to. Now, let's say one of us falls into the water. I can take care of that. I can't produce water to deal with our pyromaniacs actions.
And what if you've got your little friend, right?
Looks down in his bag. Oh shit. I mean, just pull it out. I mean, I could try, and I'll. Where did my magic item go? Cast the elemental onto the rock so it can still see me and command it to put out the flames as best as it can before it dies.
You get it for an hour.
Yeah, but imagine the fire would damage it, because I don't think.
Oh, not so much. Like the comparative power level here is this
Okay.
is trivial for your elemental.
So I'll just command him to do that, and then just sit up on that rock for now. So if anything sees us, it'll see that. Hopefully. Instead of
Well,
us.
that's one problem solved.
Yeah, it would be a little more beneficial. And he'll kind of walk to the edge of the ship and look down at the water. I'm supposed to be this water champion, and honestly, the only thing I can do water related is walk on it or breathe it. And allow others to breathe it as well. And ironically, be able to speak the language of some creatures that speak Aquan, I think is what they said it was called. But
yeah, that is. And Dyer says a few words to you in Aquan. I don't speak it fully, but you pick things up at the college.
Well, and
And just kind of like looking down there with you.
it's kind of funny, kind of ironic. Where I come from, obviously, there isn't a whole lot of water, sea, mostly sky and lights. Um, but since this whole deal and holding out the sword choice, the fascination of the sea interests me now, and seeing how powerful water actually is and how it can protect, and he'll kind of motion over to the water elemental. It's interesting, and wish honestly could have stayed with the Karen a little bit longer to learn more, but I guess learning by action is the best way right now. And he's just staring down into the sea.
Give me a perception check. $17. Okay. There's a bit of murk and like thick, kind of nasty looking water that is starting to dissipate. Like the presence of those creatures befouled the water, and it's starting to fade away. And with 17, you don't see anything lurking in there. Anything catch your eye, Jim?
The sea is interesting too. Obviously, we've seen what lives there and what they can do to the sea, and at least by the sign of it, whatever they did, the water has seemed to clear up. So I think at this moment, I think they're more focused on those singing birds rather than us.
Well, if my count's right, they got a handful of them. I mean, they seem aggressive, but what's the chance that they're hungry and then they'll back off after they're fed?
That's kind of what I was thinking. They may have gotten their fill.
Perhaps.
At
Might be
least,
worthwhile to keep a scout.
at least for now. Let's just hope they don't have the appetite like Yaslin.
I'm not sure if anything has the appetite like Yaslin.
That's fair. That is very fair.
Dragons. Maybe dragons. Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, I've been traveling with her for a bit, and I don't think I've seen anything. We even ran into a minotaur that she was out eating. So
That's fair. Can your little friend keep an eye out down there?
just look up at him. And I think I wouldn't say anything. I think we're just kind of think it as if he was like talking to Margot with her mind link.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll look down, look up at it, think, are you able to scout underneath of us? And then look back down at the water.
And you'll see it, like, it's kind of like standing on the charred remains of this nest. You just see it kind of like melt, and like its form just kind of drops. Liquid running down the side of this pillar and like seeps into the sea. And you see it like, you see just like an extra ripple of water go opposite the waves, just. And go ahead and place it wherever you would like it to be for lookout to be.
Recalling the fight, we saw those creatures coming from over this way in,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
So he's just gonna sit Probably around right here where he can get the best view of anything coming into shore.
Okay, sounds good.
Just kind of look at Dyer. I take that as a yes.
Blended.
But it is only for an hour. So
So I think we have some decisions to make then. Do we take advantage of the hour? Or do something else? Should we go find the others?
yeah, I know. I think I heard Yaslin and she said Seamus and Tierman are up there, and Bro's gonna kind of grin, knowing Margot and what I may or may not have done. She is probably trying to clean herself right now, so she'll show
I
up.
don't think there's a maybe. I'm pretty sure she's already in the shower.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of fair considering it's kind of payback for the bright flash she threw into my face again.
Fair. Fair. Come on, champ. Keep your head low, just in case.
Also, walking and talking. Did you bite that thing to death?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right. And for once in the whole travel with Dyer, Joe actually puts his arm around Dyer and they walk up.
Wouldn't do any good to sully my reputation as a gentleman.
It'll be our secret.
Excellent. As you guys go up, easy enough to get you all up top with the rest of them, except for Margot.
If everything's taken care of, she'll go up. But if it's taking longer,
You get yourself pretty well cleaned pretty quickly. This is normal. You are still beyond hammered, but your clothes are clean.
and my injuries are covered.
No. I mean, like, unless you, like, go grab something big and heavy, like, you're too far gone to keep all the damage hidden.
Do I still see what I saw before?
After you clean them off, it doesn't have any reason to be there.
Okay. I'll go with the group.
Okay, so you're all at the helm, and I'll bring everybody into there.
Oh my gosh, Evelyn needs a shower. She probably smells like a freaking wet dog and sewage and rot.
Oh yeah, you smell nasty.
Ugh.
So does Seamus, which is possibly the only indicator he's in the room.
I dropped my invisibility.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are all at the helm at the moment. And Dyer walks in. Good news! We're completely safe at the moment. Possibly.
Good, because I can't take much more.
You look like shit.
I feel like shit, thank you.
Oh my gosh,
So-
Seamus, you look like shit too.
Most
At
of you
least
look
I
like
don't
shit.
smell like
At
Dead
least you don't
sea.
smell like shit, I guess. That's touche.
Sidestep as the conversation's going a little bit.
Please allow me. And he's going to cast a mass healing word on the group. And everybody gets 5 points.
I'm near death now, I'm not rat.
I'm injured instead of very injured.
And
Still
he's
near
going
death.
to come over to Margot And it's like, I've got just a little bit more for you.
Mm.
Just going to give you a 2nd level Cure Wounds. And he's going to use a 1st level on Tierman.
I feel actually 3 times as good as the last time I went into the drink.
And a 2nd level for Seamus. So Dyer goes around and tops everybody off where he can. He's like, all right. Huh. He's looking a little wary. He's like, I might only have one more trick up my sleeve at the moment, but nobody's about to keel over now, right?
We should be good for a little bit anyways.
We should all stay in here. I can set up an alarm for this space, but it can't be much bigger. That way we can get some rest.
You wanna also like give me a shower or something?
Yes, you smell horrible. I'm gonna cast Prestidigitation on Yaslin and then Seamus because they both went into the ocean.
Yeah, I don't recommend taking a swim in that ocean. Absolutely rancid.
Casually step
It's
Oh
back
my
looking
out.
better
God.
now, if that's any consolation. I think it was a product of those critters that tried to snag you.
For this room we're in, would I need 1 or 2 alarms because it's 20-foot cube? I don't mind casting 2 alarms to cover us.
2.
Okay, I'll use my last 2 first level spell slots, and this room's alarmed. And it's audible to everyone.
Got it.
Nice.
Okay. So Dro's got his elemental friend in the water on lookout.
So what I'm hearing
Nice.
is nap.
I assume it'll give us some sort of warning if something comes by, if it notices.
Just standing behind Yaslin.
Right. So what's the play?
Do
I
we
think we
want
need a nap.
after a nap? Do we
Well,
want
I mean,
to get
yes.
resources?
Where do we want to get resources? Because like
The shipwrecks.
Dyer
I
did
assume-
say, at least when we were out there, the water. And he starts to walk closer, but checks and makes sure it doesn't smell.
Oh my god! Wow, wow.
The murk that it added seemed to dissipate when it left. And I mean, like Dyer said, we do have somebody on lookout right now for an hour. Do we want to utilize that and at least try to get some resources, or do we want...
I guess I can go back out and grab resources from like.
Pitterman, do you think we can have the ship in the air in an hour? With the resources available if we all put in the work now?
No.
Then I think rest is in order.
I mean, if I had everything, it'd probably still take a... Technically, yes. She can still fly. But it's like she's bleeding. And, I mean, we can push it a little bit, but at some point the bleed is going to start causing some serious problems. And that'll take some time to fix. But, I mean, it's a problem right now. If we had resources and I had time to fix it, I could get her back up to normal. But it's just a matter of how long do we want to procrastinate on getting that fixed. The longer it is, the more problems we encounter the more severe they are later.
Do you think maybe we can get the resources now? Take a little bit of time to find us a place that's not right above and repair, hopefully in a safer spot that's maybe on land.
With the fires out and the big birds gone, the harpies probably won't return to their nest.
The harpies weren't what worried me.
The sea monsters seem to have left for now, so here is as good as north or south, east, west of here. Maybe for a bit. I say we take a short break, a long one if we need it, and look for some supplies while we're here. And if we can repair, let's take it, do it now. And if we can't, then we'll move on and look for more.
Right. Is it always like that with you guys?
What?
I've been with you for 2 days and like had my life threatened.
Listen.
No, I've been with you 1 day. I met you yesterday.
Listen. It's okay. Okay, yeah. It is kind of like that with us. We get into a lot of dangerous situations, but there are the occasions where there is relaxed time in between.
To be fair, the ship wouldn't need repairs right now if they hadn't been coming after you. So I'd say that both of these encounters are actually on your accord.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, what Seamus said.
Did you just say it's my fault?
It's not
I
Well,
can't.
not
wrong.
our fault.
conclusion.
The
It's not
logic.
my ship that's broken right now, that's for sure.
She looks at you like very squinty, and like she's looking straight forward, even though she's like 2 feet up on a ledge, like straight eye to eye with you. Your logic is sound. I just don't like your delivery. Okay.
Quite the charm.
My 2 cents as caretaker of the ship. This spot seems shady. I'm comfortable with pushing her north a little bit to find a better spot to do repairs, but we have potential resources here right now that I would prefer to get before we move.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Short or long?
Short or long?
Rest, if I can metagame that for a moment.
Do
I
we
think
want to
we-
take a short break, or I can take a small nap and then I'll be good. I don't know about the rest of you though.
So we
you-
might be
Nice.
going into...
I always feel better with a long night's rest, but the short would go a long ways right now at the moment still.
What if we did a short?
I'll have
Whatever.
to... Dyer's like, well, the... as magic is, we'd be running on fumes, but that doesn't make us useless. But just the 2 beefcakes up front,
Yeah.
and we'll pepper them from the back.
Wait, is Dro beefcake?
Yeah, Joe's looking around like, wait a minute.
Wait, yeah, Yassin said
Apologies,
yeah,
my
and
apologies.
she like paused and was like, wait.
Beefcake and string bean up front.
Great, there we go, that's a little better.
Is that better?
You do know we will punch you, right?
Okay, but listen, your punches have like been and actually have,
Also,
like,
And he
strength.
looks at Dro and like gives you a very toothy smile. There's a little chunk in there still.
Oh,
He's like, and it's just fast enough that like only Dro sees it. Like,
I mean, it's like Seamus told Dyer the correct foundation, perhaps not the best delivery.
I mean, the faster we get the resources, the faster we can get back in the air into a better spot. And potentially during that time we're traveling, you guys can sleep.
So short.
Just sleep at some point would be nice. Alright, so everybody take a moment. Does everybody want to take their short rest in here or go to their rooms and such?
Oh, I'm not leaving here. I alarmed this room.
Fair.
Yeah, he was great.
Okay.
Stay
I
here.
I know how to sleep on the ground. He hasn't slept on the ground before.
Yeah, how long
Okay.
is a short rest? Is it like
An hour,
an
ain't it?
hour? 10 minutes?
It's an hour. Yep.
An hour.
So where is this?
So utilize the elemental for this hour to keep a lookout.
mhm.
And then when it disappears, we'll go out, collect resources, and like kind of have to keep watch and do resources.
Mm-hmm.
Is what'll happen.
I haven't used my eyesight today, so I can do that for my watch. Because
Okay. Everybody who wants to go ahead and take a short rest, and Dyer is going to Dyer's going to use his Song of Rest or his Speech of Rest. And so everybody gets a D6 on top of what they do if they roll, or if they get, oh wow. So everybody gets a +1 on their rest. Dyer got
So
healed
is it
up.
is it just
several times.
+1?
Yeah, it's take however many hit dice you want, but +1 for the entire total is a +1 on top of that.
Okay, so I'll just add the +1 now and then start rolling.
I
Yeah,
rolled
that's
so
fine.
many ones.
good.
Okay, 9, and then my parry-off of wound closure means I double my die, so I get
Mhm.
9 more on top of that. Tell me. Nine plus 9. Oh well, it's somewhere.
Nothing of mine restores on a short rest.
Sorcerer points don't?
Mm-mm.
No. There.
So you just get hit points back, basically.
Alright. That looks good.
Yep.
Yup. Which I needed because I only had 4. I could not have survived another hit, so thank you, Joe.
I was debating if I wanted to shadow step to not provoke the attack of opportunity, get the advantage, but then I wouldn't have advantage on the other one.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it worked out. That was a big gamble, though, to get both of them dead.
That was insane.
That was
so
good, though. I mean, you guys needed that because
Those are the threat.
I would have gone down if he didn't take them
Yeah.
both down.
Mhm.
That one being prone was nice, though, too. I was guaranteeing an
Mhm.
advantage.
Yeah, that was freaking ridiculous. That one was just like nat one.
I was absolutely scared for Seamus when he got
Mhm.
grabbed because I was like anyone besides Yaslin, I don't know how well they will do against that grab.
Pretty bad.
I think
Because you
it's
guys
hard.
Not great.
aren't really strengthy. You don't.
No.
Your
Yeah.
characters don't strike me as strengthy at all. So
Yeah,
I
I don't
was
know what
No,
you're
I-
talking
honest-
about. I got the nat 20 on the strength check.
like,
He did.
Honestly, if my rolls hadn't been so shitty at the beginning of the night, like one of you probably would have been in a much worse situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the dice love you guys. They like to keep you right on the edge, but then let you live
Well,
somehow.
The dice
Three.
love a good story.
They really
Mhm.
do.
Points is what I had this fight.
How much?
Yeah.
Were you down to 1 HP again?
No, 3. I had
Oh.
yeah. Like I said, which was three times more than I had last time because I just had 1 last time. So it's a marked improvement.
It's getting better. Yeah.
It's definitely
Mhm.
it's trending in the right direction.
All right.
Within that hour,
Okay.
did Mr. Waterboy say anything?
You don't get any response. Well, actually, Dro, give me a perception check. Here, I'll just throw them onto the page here so
Okay,
you can
cool.
manipulate them. Give me a perception and a D100. He's a
He
solid scout.
sees water.
Okay. You don't get any response from him.
I think during the hour, though, Dro was just in his head. In Aquin. Do you understand me?
Trying to speak to him.
Mm-hmm. I have no clue how this works. I don't even know if we can
Love it if
understand.
he just became like really talkative and started like talking about his favorite hobbies that you're not interested in. Just like he's like, oh, somebody's to talk to. I have 1 hour to tell you about what it's like to live in a bowl.
For the next hour. Because it'd be in head. There's silence wouldn't stop it.
And then I tried to hang a picture, but you can't hang one because the sides of the pole are all slanted, and so
You don't get any response from it. But you're not sure if that's because you're sucking it up and you don't know what you're doing, or if you just can't, or what. Okay. So let's pull ourselves back to the other map here. And just for shiggles, I'm going to redisplay where all the dead things are. That one flew off. Oh, actually, this one's... Oh, that one's in the water. This one's in the water. Over here. If you guys ever want me to display the corpses for any reason, let me know. Happy to do so. I just tend to pull them off so that the map stays a little cleaner. Okay, so what's the play? What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna pop my eyes so I can see up to 60 feet everything, and then I'm gonna just like stand on the, I don't know which direction the ship's facing, this side of the ship.
Okay.
And just stare out there with my special eyes.
I was about to say, which way do I smell treasure? But
Attack. Okay. Margot, you pop your eyes. You're looking at this part?
I'm looking, yeah, kind of out to sea. I'm gonna be scanning while they're getting supplies.
Sounds
Trying to
good.
give the like higher overwatch.
Okay. Margaret, you pop your eyes, you see pretty much normal stuff. You can see some some spirit, some kind of spiritual like fish with like long, instead of fins, they've got like long like tendrily lines that are several times the length of their body. You see like little specters, just like little spectral, almost amoebas, just kind of floating around. Natural stuff that you would expect, like when you start looking into the veil, into kind of the astral overlap that exists here. And you also see. Roll me an Arcana check.
I'm great at that. Oh wait, I am actually pretty good at that. Not when I roll a 4.
Okay, Margot. There is a massive amount of magic woven in this area. And it is beyond your level of comprehension. This is magical sensory overload.
It's too much to get a nexus point.
With a 9, I'll give it to you for a 9. At least that much. 2 nexus points coming from both halves of the ship. And like it emanates from there, and that is all you got. It is like
A ship or the broken ship below us?
the 2 broken ships below.
Oh.
Or 2 halves of the broken ship below. Roll
Oh, yeah.
a constitution check.
Oh shit. Check or save?
Save.
Constitution save. Where are you? Oops.
You get a, like, this is so much, you start getting a splitting migraine in between your eyes immediately.
I'm gonna make my way, like, I can go down this, like, rope thing right here and make my way over to this half of the ship.
Yeah, you can.
Before people start getting too far.
Yeah, I'm like, might just follow Margot. Just in
Dro is
case.
dropping 2 spells. He's dropping water breathing and water walk on everybody.
Oh, that's
Right.
a good idea.
Sweet.
So for 24 hours, people can breathe underwater, and for an hour, you can walk on water.
I hear spelunking is in my new repertoire.
Oh my god.
And we'll be diving.
Mm-hmm. Seamus, what you doing?
I was gonna come over and see if I could investigate if there was anything in this burned out nest over here.
Ooh, you looking for shinies?
Yeah, definitely. Anything that survived the fire.
Dro's behind
Okay.
him.
Give me an investigation check. And Dro, you can give him advantage if you want.
Mm-hmm. Can I also give him guidance?
Yes.
And roll again with the d4.
Okay, so 19 plus a d4.
30,
20.
Okay, so dirty 20. Let's get back to that for next time. Especially because there's been so many books that have come out lately, I have to basically refresh my giant loot list. So I don't have it up yet. But especially with the dirty 20, especially with birdie creatures that have eaten things and collected shinies. Oh, there's goodies in here. For sure. Okay. Margot, are you approaching the ship?
Oh, absolutely.
I think
Okay.
we're gonna follow right behind her.
Yeah, they're not gonna let you go first. Basically.
Yeah, it's basically like, yeah, Margot,
Just getting a better viewpoint
what are
to,
you?
to take watch.
Mhm.
Don't
Plus-
let her touch the oysters.
Are you sure?
I'm looking for pearls.
She's looking for. Margot.
It all comes full circle.
Yes, it does. I planted that earlier just for this moment. Marco, you get up onto the ship, and like that. Oh my gosh, guys! I just noticed this for the first time. Okay, like keep your eyes right here. There's a little animated crab.
Oh!
There it is.
So cute.
I did not see that until right now. That is so cool. Chepeku, you guys are
Oh
amazing.
my god. I saw it too.
Nice skill.
So, Margot, you get up to the ship, and you guys are essentially on what would be the back of the ship, and underneath here would be essentially like captain's quarters style thing, and then like a deck or like stairs to get down into the middle deck as well. And it's pretty broken up. You can also like see like a broken portion of this, and like that would lead down into the lower deck also. And from every spot, especially that center point, it's basically watching like a geyser worth of magic like jut out of this thing. And at this proximity, your head is just splittingly painful. I'm going to give you disadvantage on any concentration abilities you have while you have your vision up at the moment.
Okay.
Oh. Like, does
Uh,
the wood of the ship like look rotted at all?
Definitely. Super
Oh.
rotted. Super rotted. Like,
Are we sure this is a good idea? Nope.
This is really powerful.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm thinking. So she's gonna try to compartmentalize the pain and focus on the heartbeat and try to draw that heartbeat towards the power.
Boy.
okay. Give me a... to do for this. Okay, give me a concentration check, or give me a constitution. No, blah, 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 blah. Give me a straight intelligence check.
Goodness. Oh my god. What the hell?
You're trying to, and you tone it down by maybe about 25%.
I was
But it
trying to
is
tempt the
still
tree.
harsh. I know. So that was for like you trying to like the
Mhm.
compartmentalization portion. Not very effective. But if you start trying to tempt the tree, you just point it in that direction and kind of like let go of the leash.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Seems really powerful.
Oh, this is going to be fun. And if you're not really trying to like restrain it at all, Margot, your body moves forward a bit without your doing.
She wants to
You-
like... It's like driving a carriage, but you're letting the horse lead the way, but you still have your hands on the reins just in case something happens.
Right. You drop down,
What, Margot? Where are you going?
and Okay, it's gonna drop down. You see Margot, like, step off into
Oh.
this little puddle,
Oh shit.
and as soon as she touches the water, she begins to sink. She's about halfway up to her shins, and then gone.
Fuck.
And Margot poofs, like, just not even no effect or anything, just out of there.
Do I just jump in after? I guess I jump to the puddle.
Oh, son of a... Guys!
Yep. Yeah.
And, like,
just gonna see what the fuck this is about.
everyone that touches the water in the same way, just poof, rapidly,
Damn it.
is just bounced immediately.
Whew.
Damn it, Margot.
All of you feel a complete sense of disorientation. And Dro, Seamus, what are you guys doing?
I was searching the nest.
I was like, is this after we search the nest?
Oh, it's kind of in the middle of it, and so I'll give you about half of the goodies you get with a dirty 20. But at some point you hear Dyer yell out, and it's enough time for you to like stand up and look over and see as all four of them just pop, 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 and they're just gone.
Look over at Seamus. Dro is not even hopping and running across the path. He's going straight across the water.
I'm gonna look down and sigh at the nest where I'm sure there's all kinds of shiny good stuff in here.
Oh.
And
We're
then I'm
coming
gonna
back. Our ship's here.
Okay.
To go or not to go.
I mean, we
then,
parked our car here. We got to come back to this block anyways.
What's the number of the spot that we're in?
What's the lot number?
What was it? It was like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dro is full dash 100 something feet across the water.
Seamus would
We're parked
also
in the
be
Fafo
very
deck.
fast, but he would be like somehow amazingly both fast and slow. Because
He's over our shit.
He's like looking back every couple seconds.
wait, there was like a hill, I think, and I saw at least one hand with 2 rings on it still.
Okay. You guys all kind of like step into the water and you emerge. It's like your eyes eventually open and you are definitely like swimming from the sensations in your head. And then you realize like you're starting to feel kind of like light, and like the sensation is like being twisted around, and then like the settling and like it being kind of like light and flowy around you. And you recognize that it's not actually a mental sensation, physical.
What haunted
Where
ship?
are we?
Well, we definitely should have watched before we came in here.
Margot, where did you just jump us into?
I still have hands on the reins, right?
And it is dark.
If Margot starts like walking off without answering my question, I am grabbing because
It is very, very dark in here, but you definitely have the sensation of water. Okay, and just for quick sake of things, we'll get the candelabras in place for next time.
I was gonna say I was gonna pop my dancing lights too.
Yeah. You are in an underwater ship. All green, bubbles and little silvery blue motes float all around you. And everything is just a little bit too big for normal people.
I don't like this.
Who touched something they shouldn't have? First thing out of
Margot.
Dro's mouth when he gets in here.
And Dazzler's response is Margot.
There
Alright.
is great power here.
Okay, that doesn't mean you just jump into a random hole.
You remember the
And this
conversation?
is where we will end for the night.